Hello everyone, my name is Manish Dagat and I will be your teacher for CS1B for winter of 2025. CS1B is intermediate software design with a Java. We get into a lot of interesting topics and interesting programming assignments. So let's talk about the course details. So our main method for communication in this course would be the discussion groups or the inbox. Feel free to post there. For discussion groups, feel free to answer other folks if you know the answer, if it's a technical question. But if you want to ask a more private question, do send me a message via the inbox. Also, you can alternatively send me an email, right? This course is completely online. There are no meeting times. We will be proceeding asynchronously there. There are office hours that initially I've set up for Tuesdays at 5 via Zoom, but they are most likely to change based on the response I get. We'll probably be making a little bit later in the day. I'm also available by appointment if you want to ask questions. Now, grading for this course is almost all programming assignments. So it's very important to spend your effort there. There will be a midterm and a final. There will be multiple choice. They will be open for 24 hours. And I think you will get like 2 or 3 hours to work on them. There's also a participation component for quizzes and such and surveys that I send out. They are almost always can be submitted multiple times, so you should be able to get all of that participation course. The midterm and final days are here. There's only one holiday that falls into this semester, which is MLK Day. So I've noted that here. Prerequisites are a good CS1A course, either through our college or through your high school. The text that I recommend is Introduction to Programming by Daniel Liang. That's the one I've historically used. But it's perfectly possible to take the course without any text. But if you're going to make computer science a career, programming a career, it's always good to have a good text, especially if you're going to take, further in the series, right? The course covers, picks up from where 1A left off and covers, after a week of review of 1A topics, talks about higher level object-oriented concepts such as interfaces, extending classes, generics, the Java collections framework, sets and maps, and we get into event-driven programming and even some UI code, some good fun programming assignments. The calendar is as follows. There are 12 weeks in the course, but they're divided into 10 lessons because we go a little slower during the midterm, and then we typically have a catch-up week at the end, so it'll be about 12 weeks. The first week and a half, we'll be reviewing CS1A, so do look at those lessons. If you feel you are up to speed on them, you can skip them. There's a video for each that goes into the details. I would highly encourage watching them and covering it because various teachers teach differently, and it would be good for us to start at the same baseline before we move into some of the deeper concepts. Grading scale is this, fairly normal for our college, so nothing too surprising there. We have spoken about the text. The development environment IDE that I will be using would be IntelliJ. Feel free to use others like Eclipse, but my examples would all be with IntelliJ. You can also go ahead and connect IntelliJ to GitHub. That would be up to you. I will not be talking about GitHub. Be careful if you're storing your code there. Do not make your repositories public as your classmates will also have access to them, right? Assignments are mostly programming assignments and quizzes. Late submissions for quizzes are not accepted. However, you can submit the programming assignments late, but there's a fairly steep penalty of 10% for each day. So after about 3 days, we stop accepting the assignment. So please don't submit anything late. Do submit things early. Do keep up. Right? Communication, feel free to ask questions in the public forum and private messages. If you are pasting code on discussion groups, don't overshare your programming assignments. Try to kind of create an example that illustrates what you're asking for help. In asking questions, I am looking for some effort you have put in instead of asking a very general question like, I just am lost, don't understand. I would like to see what you have tried and where exactly you got stuck and what you did to get around it, right? Let's see. Attendance is not applicable because this course is fully online. I do want to see activity on Canvas. If I see that you have not been on Canvas for 7 consecutive days, you'll likely be dropped for non-attendance. That's a requirement from our school. Do note the days for drops and withdrawals, so you don't get charged for the course when you were intending to drop it. If you are no longer interested in the course, please do drop it instead of leaving yourself enrolled and getting a bad grade. I do want to highlight that programming is not a team sport. Do not collaborate with other classmates. I would like to see unique work. You will get a 0 if I notice that you've copied someone else's program, and then the person who you copied from will also get a 0, and I'll be required to report it to the school. So do work by yourself. Do not form into groups. So what can you start doing right away? So you would want to navigate to modules and do the activities listed in lesson 0, which is setting up your IntelliJ IDE and connecting it to GitHub if you so choose, as well as posting first week introductions, which are a requirement. So to do that, you would click on this reply button. Make sure you click on this reply and not reply on someone else's post. I have posted my introduction here. So as I say here, I live in San Jose. I have 2 kids, and a 10th grader and my older one who is in college. I've been working for Google as a software engineering manager, and as well as Foothill part-time teaching first year Java, C++, and Python courses. And I'm into reading nonfiction and traveling, as you can see from our picture of our trip to the Southwest recently. All right, and then you can go ahead and start working on lesson 1, which is mostly a CS1A review that leads us to our first assignment, which is completely based on CS1A knowledge to set a baseline for ourselves. So I look forward to seeing you in the lessons and discussion groups and the videos. Thank you, everybody.